This conference will now be recorded.
All right, I have 6:30. I would like to call the meeting to order at this time. I'd ask you all to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If you have not, please mute your microphone unless you're actually presenting and talking to the board. This is a special meeting. There's no need to approve the agenda. We cannot revise it. We have one item on it, and this is the proclamation for Melissa Slag. We're going to do things a little bit differently than the normal Board of Selectmen meeting. I'm going to ask Sean to make a motion to approve the draft amendment and ask for a proclamation rather, and ask him to read it to the group so everyone can be clear on what it says. After that, we won't vote on it. We will open the floor for comments from the public. And after public comments are done, the board will then vote based on what your comments and everything we've taken in, emails, etc. So it's a little bit different than our normal run, but I thought this would work best. A couple of things on public comment when we open it up, please. I'm going to restrict you to 2 minutes. Because we've got a large crowd here. I am going to start a timer. This isn't a presidential debate. Please, at the end of your 2 minutes, your time is up. I expect this will be done civilly, and I'm only mentioning this because I know Melissa brings up strong emotions in people one way or the other. I appreciate that, but I would ask you to keep everything civil to the topic, which is recognizing her environmental contributions. As long as we can do that, we can go through it. If we can't keep this on a civil tone, I will end the public comments. We'll vote on the motion that's already on the table and adjourn the meeting. Sorry if I sound like your parent, but I wanted to get this out ahead of time because I didn't want anyone to be upset if things go awry and I do say, okay, enough, we're just going to vote on it. Okay, and again, thank you all for coming. Brenda, let me start by thanking you for correcting me on how to pronounce your sister's name. I didn't realize it was wrong. Tanya, I'm sorry for all the times I said it that way. And with that, Sean, can you make a motion on the proclamation?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. Can I just say one thing first, just to give some quick background on how we got to here on Friday that may alleviate some questions and some concerns from a lot of different points of view. Before I make the motion, can I do that?
Yeah, please, Sean.
Just for everybody's information, how we got here and how on a Friday night where we have so much other things we can be doing. Never mind, we can't. It's COVID. Anyway, so. As everybody knows, Melissa passed a couple weeks ago, and her funeral was last Friday, and Tanya and I attended. We were only one or two of three people from Haddam that were able to attend just due to COVID and restrictions. We went away for the weekend, and we're just thinking of just to decompress, and the idea came of this Melissa Schlag Day. And I said, well, yeah, I was thinking, well, I can get it on the agenda. There was nothing nefarious about putting it on the agenda on Tuesday. It just happened to be the timing. I didn't think of it. If I had thought of it Thursday, I would have emailed Joanne on Thursday and said, hey, look, can we have this on the agenda for next Tuesday? It was just going through the whole grieving process and just it didn't come to my front of my mind until Sunday when we emailed the board about it. So there's nothing. I wasn't trying to do anything without having a public notice on it. So that's why it was on the agenda on Tuesday and not, added as an addition on Tuesday. As I said, nothing nefarious. I wasn't trying to slide anything in. How we're here on Friday, and as everybody knows, Melissa was a big open government advocate. So I actually have no problem with it being here on Friday. What Kate and Bob said made a lot of sense. This is something that we should discuss. And as an open government advocate, I think she'd want us to have this discussion, a discussion prior to a vote, and having everybody noticed and it was going to be involved. So I have no problem with it being here. So that's how it got pushed to Friday, because to further our open government that we as a board have started. So that's how we got here. Now, I'm going to make a motion that we proclaim Sunday, October 18th, Militia Schlag Day, and then when we have discussion, I will read the proclamation. Or do you want me to read it now, Bob?
Yeah, Sean, why don't you read it now, and then we'll open for discussion.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, this is not political. This has nothing to do with Melissa's politics. It has to do with her civic environmental contribution to the town of Haddam. I intentionally kept this out of politics because this is not a political issue. It's a humanitarian issue. Okay. Whereas Melissa J. Schlag networked with officials at the Hartford Capitol to garner super funds to remove pollutants from Higham Cove so it could be enjoyed as a public park. And whereas one of Melissa J. Schlag's greatest local and regional and national contributions was a successful effort in working with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection and the Connecticut River Conservancy to have Connecticut Yankee remove the floating fluorescent orange barriers that blocked the public trust entrance to the canal along the Connecticut River. And whereas Melissa J. Schlag was instrumental in promoting the state purchase of 42 acres of Kuyaski property in Higham to be preserved as a state reserve, open to the public as woods and hiking trails. And whereas Melissa J. Schlag directed Stop the Swap, a multi-town protest that saved Eagle Landing, 17 acres of publicly owned pristine Connecticut River land from falling into the hands of private developers. And whereas, even in her illness, Melissa J. Schlag recently spearheaded a work party to restore Spencer Shad Shack. And whereas she was a dedicated public servant, environmental advocate, and beloved friend to the town of Haddam in the region and the nation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Robert McGarry, first selectman of the town of Haddam, Connecticut, do hereby proclaim Sunday, October 18th, 2020, as Melissa Jean Schlag Day. In the town of Haddam, and on behalf of the Board of Selectmen and the residents, it is my pleasure to thank Melissa for all her years of service to our community. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the town of Haddam, Connecticut, to be affixed the 16th day of October, 2020. Robert McGarry, First Selectman. So there we have it, and that's my motion.
All right, thank you, Sean. I'd like to point out, because I've been questioned on this, this is a motion that affects one day. We are not setting a perpetual date every year. This is this Sunday, which is during the service that's going to be held at Eagle Landing. All
Correct.
right. Thank you, Sean. And thank you for the background. I think that was helpful. I would ask before we open for public comment, if basically what you want to do is say you support or you are against the amendment of the proclamation, that's fine. Please limit your comments accordingly. And if all you want to do, not all, but if what you want to do is concur with a previous speaker's comments, rather than repeat them, I'd ask you just to state that. There's potentially 28 or so people on here who might want to comment. Again, I'm not trying to prevent anyone from commenting. I'm just trying to keep this brief so we can go on with our Friday nights. With that, I'm going to open this up for public comment. If you want to make comment, if your phone, if your camera works, please turn your camera on and just wave at us, and we will recognize you, or I will recognize you and ask you to speak. And with that, I'll turn it over to anyone who wants to make comments.
Hi, I'm
Tanya.
Robin.
Oh, hold on, Robin. I saw Tanya wave first. I'll get to you next. Tanya.
Thank you.
It's Tanya Moriarty, and I am a strong proponent of this proclamation being approved this evening for Sunday. I thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Tanya. Robin.
I'm Robin Spencer Klimaszewski, and I also support having a Melissa Schlag Day this Sunday. She was so helpful to me and my family getting the Shad Shack, the start of the Shad Shack restored. And she never wanted any accolades. She never wanted her picture taken. She never wanted to be mentioned. And even some of the days when she was not feeling good, she stood by my side and worked very hard with me. So thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Other comments? Yeah, Steve, are you just adjusting your screen, or do you want to make a comment? Yeah, go
I
ahead,
just want to
Steve.
concur. I also support the proclamation. I just wanted to state that publicly and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Stephen. Other comments? Peter, Beard?
I see you.
I'd like to call and say that I support Sunday and the proclamation of having that as Melissa Jean Schlag Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Peter, Beard?
Yeah, I'd also like to concur and support it. She was I think we should have respect for anyone who's served our town in some ways. And I understand she's a controversial figure, but her contributions to Haddam's environment, environmental protection, the saving of Higginham Cove, which is now so central to Higginham's development, and her advocacy for open government are all worthy of a single day of proclamation of a single day.
Thank you, Peter. Chris Moriarty? Yeah, Chris, you got to unmute. There you go.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Excellent. I just wanted to say I absolutely support Melissa Schlag Day, just as a personal friend and just an awesome public servant. I can't think of a better way to honor her memory. So I absolutely support it.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Patty, I see you down in the corner there.
Yes.
I just want to say that I support Sunday being Melissa J. Schlag Day. I think it's important to honor people that served our town and did a good job and got more people interested and involved in local government. And I think that should be recognized.
Okay, thank you, Patty. For the record, since we're being recorded, would you please state your last name?
Yep, Katie Ferrari.
Thanks, Katie. And again, please let first and last name when you speak. Other people, other comments?
Do you see Joe Rizzo down there? He's waving his hand.
I'm trying to ignore Joe. I always do. Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you, Bob. Joe Rizzo. I'll get what I said the other day, keep it short. You know, her environmental contributions are incredible. I'm in support of the motion. And support creation.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Joanna, go ahead.
Hi, Johanna Coburn. I'm in favor of the motion to have October 18th set aside this Sunday and future October 18th as well. I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Johanna. I will point out that the proclamation is just for this Sunday, October 18th, 2020. And when you're done speaking, Joanna, if you would, please mute your microphone.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Ralph?
I support the motion absolutely wholeheartedly.
Okay, thank you, sir. And your last name for the record, for the recording?
Ralph Livieri, Livieri.
Okay, thank you. And just a reminder for everybody, the only reason I'm asking for that is it is a requirement under the COVID proclamations and complying with the Freedom of Information Act that speakers identify themselves. Okay, other comments? Okay.
Do I just speak or?
Yes, please. First and last name first, though.
Certainly. Katie Pachter of Higginham. Again, I echo what we're hearing at this meeting this evening. I think that honoring Melissa is absolutely a great idea, and I fully support this proclamation.
Okay, thank you, Katie. Other comments? Other comments going once, twice?
Actually, I as well, I also support the proclamation. My name is Aubrey Bingham, Higginham resident. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Aubrey.
Thanks.
Once again, final call, comments, once, twice? All right, at this point, I'm going to close public comment and open it for discussion for the board.
I just like to thank. This is Sean Moriarty. Thank my the fellow selectmen for the for what appears to be support for this, which I believe, and thank you for letting me give me the opportunity to present it, and I just thank you we've been working together for about a year, and a year of working well together. Thank you for that. And by the way, it is Polar Seltzer. It is not anything alcoholic.
Yeah, the facts are it's a Polar Seltzer can. Lord only knows what's in it, Sean. Kate, you had something to say?
I do. This is Kate Anderson. First, I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I know many of you were here Tuesday night as well, and obviously this is very important, so thank you for coming out again on a Friday night. Sean, I do want to thank you for your flexibility and understanding in having this meeting tonight. And I'm glad you opened the way you did. There seemed to be some misconceptions or miscommunications about why I proposed to have this meeting on a published agenda, and I'm glad that we all seem to be on the same page about it. I really, truly, honestly just thought that it should be an agenda item that was published and advertised. Truly nothing else behind it other than just, like you said, Sean, open, honest transparency, just giving everyone the opportunity that they deserve to chime in. I think that's, and the other thing too, we also received a lot of communication this week. I might not have written back to everybody, but I did read every email. Thank you. There was some very thoughtful, some very kind things said. So thank you for everybody who took the time to send us emails as well.
All right. With that, I'm going to call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Vote carries unanimously. The proclamation will be issued. I'd just like to end with a quick anecdote. I know some of you, maybe most of you know this, but when she was first selectwoman, Melissa and Phil Goff fought repeatedly and hard. And I know because I used to hear it from Phil all the time. I dealt with him as a fire chief. But when Phil passed away, the stone in the center of the town with the plaque on it honoring him, Melissa was a strong proponent of that and also a financial donor to that. If she can be that magnanimous with her thoughts towards someone she used to fight with, hopefully everyone in the town can feel that way about this proclamation. I'd like to add my thanks to everyone who came. I'd like to really appreciate everyone keeping this as civil as it did. This could have gone very, very badly, but it didn't. Katie Packer, please mute your microphone if you would. Thank you, everyone. I'd call at this point for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. This is Sean.
Thank you, Sean. All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And it is now 6:49 this minute. This meeting has terminated.
Thank you for everybody for coming out, and thank you for your support. And Bob and Kate, just want to reiterate, the year has been a pleasure working with you.
It most definitely has. I appreciate both of your efforts.
Yes.
Good night, all.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.